Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Master had gone. Master's birthday celebration is going on. Master is there in Panchavati. Some devotees are singing and dancing, and Master goes and joins them. Later in the afternoon, the devotees were singing in Panchavati where Master joined them. They sang together in praise of the Divine Mother. High in the heaven of Mother's feet. When we say Mother, Divine Mother, Mother of the universe, when we say its collective aspect of the whole nature and all beings together. The Mother concept appears when we match to each other, live in perfect harmony with each other as one existence, united. There is separation, individuality is there, but there is collectiveness is there, unity in diversity. But this unity is missed, then it is diversity alone remains. When unity becomes predominant and diversity as if merging in each other they remain, then we call it a family or a group of beings or community where there is oneness is predominant. This oneness is experienced when the Divine Mother is brought into picture as the all-pervading nature in everyone, all aspects of our existence, whether it is mind, senses, intellect, body, all these belong are different parts of the nature. Nature has various aspects of existence. The whole of my existence is nature, and nature pervades the entire universe at all levels of its existence, at gross, at subtle and causal, pertaining to waking, dreaming and deep sleep. On the other side, all planes of existence, 14 planes, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satyam, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, all the 14 planes of existence, then nature is pervading. Whole universe, whole relative existence as one unit. This awareness that is as if the microcosm is merged in the macrocosm to experience oneness with all beings, oneness with the whole universe, oneness with all that is existing. So this is what we call the motherhood of God. When we bring motherhood of God in thought, it immediately dissolves all differences in one joyful existence. So here we see the heaven of Mother's feet. My mind was soaring like a kite, it was joyfully feeling that oneness that pervades the whole universe. When came the blast of sin's rough wind, that drew it swiftly towards earth. Here sin is not the fruit of action, but the tendencies to do the sin. It is what we call vasana. Sin has two aspects. One is the fruit of action, karma, what we have done as reaction to my action, and karma phala, and another is tendency that creates vasana, what we call vasana. The tendencies, some tendency of running towards the worldly enjoyments. Suddenly if it raises, you are in joyful state, something like You are going joyfully somewhere and an accident takes place. All your joy is suddenly turned down. Like that, it was soaring in the feet of the total oneness of the whole universe, and my joyful expansion to the cosmic consciousness as if, and suddenly some vasana, the small vasana, even to eat sweets, make me immediately identify with this body again. I become a small being in this world. I was soaring high with the understanding of oneness at the cosmic level. I was cosmic awareness. From cosmic awareness, I came to the bodily awareness. An empire becoming a beggar all of a sudden. Maya disturbed its even flight by bearing down upon one side, and I could make it. I raise no more. The identification with the body to again dissolve this littleness and to expand again to that consciousness was not possible. It's exactly like meeting an accident. Joyfully you started, and I am going for a tour to such and such place, and you are moving. Everything is preparation is there. There also people are waiting. Every arrangement is done for stay. And you meet with an accident. You can never, with that accident, you cannot move to that state again. What all expectations and understanding was there in the mind, to that understanding or that state of mind and heart, you cannot raise anymore till these things are solved again. I could raise it no more. Entangled in the twisting string of love for children and for wife, alas, my kite was rent in twine. It gets entangled within itself. When I focus my love on one object, first thing is the love becomes very feeble. It becomes very thin, like drop falling in the flow from the flow. Love is vast. It has huge vent, provided it is moves with equanimity. I love all. Then its vent is fully open as if, and flow is there constant. The moment I focus on one, its vent gets shrunken. It becomes small, and small drops start falling down. Because it is focused on one small thing which is going to live for a while and pass away. I love some one person, it's not going to be there. It's going to, every moment it is changing. I want to participate, I want them to participate. They are bound by their own vasanas, limitations, duties and responsibilities. It is not free. It is bound by its own karma. So I cannot do anything. My love remains unfulfilled. It cannot get fulfillment of any type. So it is getting entangled. I cannot leave and come. I cannot hold. Entangled in the twisting string of love for children and wife, alas, my kite was rent in twine. To release it from twine, like hairs getting stuck to each other, very difficult to release them. It lost its crest of wisdom soon and downward plunged as I let it go. The thread I am holding of the kite, I cannot raise it. Its crest also has fallen, and it is downward movement, and the more I release, it is falling down. How could it hope to fly again when all its top was torn away? It again and again hits ground or hits a tree or here, there, and it's the front moving, this one gets, once it is hit, it is as if it is broken in the front. Kite, you must have seen, one portion will be the tail, one will be the front. Front portion is, the thing is, it's moving. Because of the tail weight, it remains facing up. And the little pull it with the wind, when wind is less, we pull it so that it remains in its position. Wind comes, it takes us further. We go on releasing as the wind pressure increases. Always it moves in the direction, it remains in the direction of the wind. So it will be constantly climbing to high, and wind is constant almost in the particular seasons. So it will not easily come down. But sometimes some wind pressure, that moving, it may make it downward and hit the ground. Right? It lost its crown. How could it hope to fly again when its top was torn away? Though fastened with devotion scarred, it came to grief in playing here. Though fastened with devotion scarred, the thread which we use, it is always which usually do not tear away, break away the thread. It will be strong thread, but very light. And sometimes they apply some kind of glue to be more stronger. Sometimes they apply the powder of glass powder, crushed powder, to make it rough to cut the other kites. If any kite is meeting this with its harsh surface, it will cut away its competitive movements. Though fastened with devotion scarred, devotion to mother, it came to grief by playing here. The world is such a thing that it entangles in such a way I do not even know that I have lost my path. It's so enchanting, but immediately it starts giving pain and suffering. But it's so enchanting and attractive, like bait for a fish or for any animal. It, with gusto, it rushes to catch and eat, but it is caught in the net. That is what we commonly see happening. It came to a grief by playing here. Its 6 opponents worsted it. Now, Naresh Chandra reviews this game of smiles and tears and thinks it better never to have played at all. The kite, though it was fastened with devotion scarred, love towards the world, love towards God. Love towards God is towards the eternity, everlasting thing, which never changes, which never declines, which never wanes away. Here in the world, whatever love is given, it's constantly changing flux. And wherever I focus my love, it disappears, object disappears. Everything is constantly changing flux. It is an unchanging reality. The divine love, love to the Divine Mother, and all those aspects form a different picture towards the world. This is also play, that is also play. This is temporary play of passing events, passing show. More attractive it is than that. But till we turn and enter into that field of eternity, of ocean of bliss, here particles of pleasure, sense pleasures which are going to bind. It is exactly like so many things are there. The small bait to the fish gets attracted. It can freely move about and eat anything it wants here and there, but the movement of the water, the moment something moves, immediately it finds its attraction there, and it sees a bait which is attracting it. This bait is put by the Maya of the world, and those who can transcend its attraction immediately move towards this cord. The divine cord was put for the though fastened with devotion's cord, it came to grief in playing here. In playing here, I acquired certain vasanas, tendencies to remain. I was soaring high in this. Suddenly a thought from within, a desire from within, a vasana from within rose and made me to, and that immediately dragged me to this. I have no more hopes to go back into that again. So fastened with devotion, though fastened with devotion's cord, it came to grief in playing here. Its 6 opponents worsted it. The 6 passions, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all these 6, they are there. Opponents worsted. When we say Kama, Krodha and all these they are not only what we have acquired. You can see in animals also how this anger, fighting, this, that and all, lust, greed. We see how they, during this fall season, here we can see the animals and small creatures and even ants collecting food grains and everything. The squirrels catch hold of the small nuts, go and deposit in the trees some holes here and there. For the winter, everything will be covered with ice. They don't get food, they cannot move about. Sufficient for the season, it was keeping all things there. And when I was in Himalayas, I saw we were in Badrinath. Badrinath is a cold winter place, Badrinath. And after our food, we are going to last ending days when the winter is going to start and the ways are going to be closed. The movements of the human there, all the gates will be closed when the severe winter begins after Deepavali. And we see, we were taking food, a small piece of papad was fallen there. One ant came, recognized it, went and brought a group of ants, and the whole thing was carried by all these ants, and the papad was climbing the wall and entering the roof. It wants, the winter is going to come. Many things are entering into its hibernation state. So also these are entering into how they It is whether you call it greed or arrangement for the tomorrow. Similarly, lust, anger, fightings, these are all nature's drive which cannot be got rid of. We have to grow beyond. Growth will make us leave it behind. We leave it behind and we grow. Just like in childhood, we keep the things with which we don't want to part any time, toys and all that. Any another child, I hide it or I fight, no, that child will not take it away. How much small things of the same after we grow a little bigger, we don't feel, oh, anybody take and anybody play, it doesn't matter. A college boy with the same toys which he used to fight with other children. Now, when he goes to the college, if nobody is there also, he will not play with those toys because he has overgrown that stage. Like that, this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, ahankara, raga, dvesha, all these enemies, inner enemies, we cannot get rid of because they are forces of nature. And apart from forces of nature, we have created, acquired the tendencies which are cravings. Nature's drive is also there, our craving also is there. In animals and all other beings other than humans, craving is not there, which self-created, self-acquired tendencies is not there. Nature alone is driving. In case of humans, that is also there. Self-generated, self-created, self-acquired tendencies. It can imagine and increase it. Its power, force can be increased. So anger, I can rouse my anger by thinking again and again. Animals fight and go away. Again, the thought doesn't come. In man, I go on thinking and increasing the momentum. So this we see we cannot get rid of because they are the forces of nature. Somehow we can suppress the cravings that we have acquired, but nature's drive remains always driving. So the spiritual growth, we bloom from within. The spiritual growth makes all these things insipid. Oh, no, no more. Get saturated. That self-sufficiency comes with the spiritual door opening for us. We see a brighter light of freedom of the soul, not freedom of senses and enjoyment. It is freedom from senses, not freedom of senses. It is towards the release of the soul. The 6 opponents, verse and 8. It has fallen from the high soaring kite, has fallen down, and it is now grasped by the wetness of the world. It is acquiring the dampness of the ground, and it is no more able to display that why did I come down at all? The 6 opponents worsted it. Now, Narendra Chandra, who is the author of the song, reviews this game of smiles and tears and thinks when the soul accepts the defeat last and then looks behind. For my fall, for my tragedy, for my present state of suffering, I was the cause. All that happened because of my own indulgence. Nobody is responsible for my fall. In Same gospel, another place. Swakata Sholile, Dube Morishama. I have fallen into the pit, into the well which my own hands have dug. I dug the well and I fell into it. That a kind of repentance and not showing anywhere, it cannot tell to anybody. For rescue also, no human can rescue from the state that we, each one of us, are experiencing in this world. Nobody can release me, nor anybody can help me to get released. Only nature, Mother Nature, can relieve me from this. Only God can relieve me from this. Karma, the karmic load to erase, is not in the hands of anybody, including Guru. Guru also, though enlightened souls like Buddha, they cannot destroy the karma of others. God alone can do the Kapala Mochana, the erasing of the karmic load. Guru also feels some of the karmas he cannot destroy, he takes upon himself that are obstructing the path to spiritual life. All others, karmic things which are not going to affect the spiritual life, is allowed to be worked out by the Jiva himself, the disciple himself. A few which cannot be destroyed, he has even an enlightened soul. He is one with God, but the powers of God do not come to the Jiva. An enlightened soul is one with God in every respect. But the powers of God to destroy, to create the Srishti, Pradaya, to look after, to release a soul from its bondage is not possible. He can show the path, he can lighten the path, he can keep the lamp on his path, constantly instigate him, encourage him, give him strength to walk. Everything can be done, but walking has to be done by the disciple himself. So here, when the soul accepts a defeat, it looks back and says, it is better never to have played at all. This is the final state that Jiva passes through. Oh, I should not have played. The game was, I should not have entered into this world at all. There was no need, and also nothing can give. The only thing from childhood what we have to do, only one thing is just to think of the divine and spend our life. That we fail to do. We think this is necessary, education is necessary, earning is necessary. All that necessary we try to capture and go, and see that each one has been a trap for us and a net for us. Whatever we earned in this world, including secular education, was a trap for us, from which we have no more release except the divine. And this entering into the spiritual world is to get release from all that. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.